deterioration of insurance in the country on the perceived lack of vision at the insurance regulator and the prolonged acting status of the current chief executive Godfrey Kiptum, saying he is powerless to deal with rogue insurance companies and other stakeholders. Speaking during a press briefing on what they termed wars facing the industry, Washington Ndegea, chairman of Bima Intermediaries Association of Kenya, said it had taken too long to get a new CEO and asked Treasury to take action on the matter in order to rein in on rogue associations within the industry.
One of the issues we have as an industry is a lack of someone at the helm who can authoritatively take charge and make decisions. Being in an acting capacity for a position as important as the Commissioner of Insurance is actually making the Commissioner not make concrete or firm decisions. We are appealing to the CS, Treasury, Mr. Henry Rotich, to intervene because IRA falls squarely under the Treasury Department. And we believe with intervention of the CS, then he should be able to clamp down on all these happenings.
We need, moving into the new year, to know exactly where we are as an industry. Insurance cannot play second fiddle to the banks. Insurance is the engine, as I said again, upon which an economy runs.
Well, Washington Ndegea is the chair of the Bima Association of Kenya, an umbrella body for insurance agents nationally. He now joins us from our city center studios, Washington. Good afternoon. Insurance penetration in Kenya remains woefully low, below 3%. Do you think some of the issues you have raised today are to blame for that?
Thank you, Michelle, for having me this afternoon. We feel that there's a lot that needs to be done in this industry. And one of the things is actually getting the commissioner, who's not in an acting capacity. Because, of course, you understand that when anyone is in an acting capacity, there's some powers, or rather, the powers are clipped. For example, as far as making proper decisions are concerned. And we feel this is actually impacting negatively on the insurance sector. Michelle?
Because he's been in an acting capacity for quite a while. Godfrey Kiptum is his name. Why is this a problem specifically? Because the regulator themselves don't seem to think that he has clipped powers, so to speak.
Well, according to what we feel is that we as the industry, insurance industry stakeholders, have this feeling that things are not being done properly at IRA. And that is why in our statement, in our press briefing this morning, we were talking about various, we can call them maybe cartels at IRA, who are actually preventing proper decision making. And in fact, to a certain extent, even going to the extent of frustrating people. For example, like we as insurance agents, we just have a newly formed association. And we feel we need proper support from the regulator, so to speak. But you find, instead of getting support, you find IRA going ahead and introducing other associations. And in fact, actually, even supporting them. Why this is happening, we actually don't understand. We don't understand, Michelle.
The representation, because even in your press conference earlier on, you mentioned rogue new associations, rogue other bodies coming up. Explain this further. Why do we have rogue associations with the regulator in place?
That's a very good question, because now what happened was that around 2015, we expelled various insurance agents from our association, and we made the matter known to the regulator. But then 2017 comes, and we have the people who we expelled are now forming an association. And on top of that, the regulator is actually supporting them in their new association. But when we call for support from the same, we don't get. So the question is, what exactly is going on in this industry? And that's why you feel maybe the the current commissioner being in an acting capacity maybe could be hindering his proper decision making, or maybe he's being held hostage at IRA because you don't, Michelle, the thing that's happening right now, our situation is quite old. We are talking about, we established it in 2014. Insurance agents feel that we have done so much for them. We have been involved in this new Insurance Amendment Act of 2015 that turned out very well for the insurance agents. We would like to find out what is this that we are falling short of so that another association can be introduced into the industry for it to rival what we have. We are not actually in, we don't mind if an association can come in and maybe add a more positive aspect, or rather have more, input more than we are doing. But the last thing we expect is to have an association that is coming in and copy-pasting what we are doing. That has baffled us and has baffled our members. And remember, our members are many and spread across this country. We have now over something close to 2,500 members across the country. And they are actually baffled with that.
All right, so what I'm hearing from you is a major breakdown in terms of communication among the different stakeholders in the insurance industry. Before we talk about what needs to be done to increase uptake of insurance in the country, what then is the genesis of this problem? When did things start going downhill in the insurance sector?
Things have always been bad, Michelle, for the insurance industry. And we talk about insurance penetration in this industry never going up, not even going up, but actually going down. So as long as the insurance agent is not being taken care of in this country, insurance penetration will never improve. We've been having these problems over and over and over. We've gone to IRA, we've talked about it, how insurance agents can even get training, more training than they have. We have even gotten into partnership with organizations that are going to train. We involve IRA. We are talking way back up to 2015, but this actually is not happening. And now this is impacting negatively the sector and actually for the insuring public out there. You've got to understand our numbers in the industry are many. And I guess there's no one who has insured in this country who has not gotten in touch with an insurance agent. The last thing that we need in the agency fraternity is people getting in touch with insurance agents who don't know what they're doing. And the association came in to train agents and to take care of agents and to make them professional, such that whoever interacts with insurance agents is interacting with a professional. But how can professionalism be attained if the regulator is actually going ahead and encouraging agents, and rogue agents at that, to form associations? Michelle.
All right. So other than a change in leadership within the regulating body, what then else needs to be done to improve uptake of insurance in the country?
There is a lot, Michelle, because number one, we need, like I've been saying a lot, for a very long time I've been saying, Michelle, that we need to take care of the insurance agent in this country. The penetration that you have achieved so far has been done through the insurance agent. It's not through the banks that came in to do insurance the other day. It's not through various groups that are being formed for purposes of insurance. It is basically through the insurance agent. And I can tell you, through the years, a lot of agents have left the industry. And personally, I've experienced very good insurance salesmen who've left the industry. Now, you cannot have the regulator, so to speak, not taking care of the insurance agent and then introducing other channels of distributing insurance, while the ones that are there have not been taken care of properly. So what's the way forward? First of all, we need to take care of the insurance agent in this country properly and to bring them together and to enhance their education and to make them more professional. The second thing is we need to be involved as stakeholders when decisions are being made. When insurance agents, when issues of penetration, when issues of enhancing insurance, when they're happening in this country, we need to be involved so that we can have our own input. When insurance companies, for example, they're making products, I wish they can involve insurance agents because we are the people on the ground interacting with the Mwananchi down there. We know what they need. If they don't involve us and make products that actually are not even relevant to the economy, then of what benefit will that be to anyone? Penetration without involving us as insurance agents will never happen in this country.
All right, many thanks. That is Washington De Gea joining us live from our city center studios. He is the chair of the Bima Intermediary Association of Kenya, an umbrella body for insurance agents nationally. Many thanks for joining us, Washington.